Port of Long Beach, as well as you know, is part of the busiest seaport complex in the nation, along with our neighbor, the Port of Los Angeles, who you'll hear from in just a couple minutes. Together, we're the sixth largest port complex in the world. Long Beach alone handles about 1/5 of the cargo containers that come into the country. Together, the two ports handle about 40% of all container cargo that comes into the U.S. This cargo reaches consumers across the U.S. using roads, bridges, and railways. That means we have a huge stake in the region's transportation infrastructure. You know, if you look at this when I first came to the port a few years ago, that number was just unbelievable to me, that between the two ports we have over $300 billion worth of goods every year come in through those two ports. And really they affect everybody, you know, from the stores you go in to everything in there, the clothes you're wearing, the iPods you're using, the Blackberries, everything. I'll guarantee you that a lot of those goods came in through one of our two ports. The trade that pulses through the ports supports about 30,000 jobs in Long Beach alone. Counting Long Beach and Los Angeles, we support over 500,000 jobs in the region and over 3 million jobs nationwide. That's just the tip of the iceberg, because just like I was saying, those 500,000 jobs really touch millions and millions of people just in Southern California alone, because those 500,000 people shop in the stores, go to the grocery stores, the shops, even go to the Starbucks, McDonald's. So they affect millions and millions of people. And that's what people don't understand, the effect that the goods coming through the ports and the jobs really affect everybody really in Southern California. With so many jobs at stake, port communities throughout North America are competing intensely for this share of the business. The competition is coming from ports in Canada, Mexico, and East and Gulf ports. And the expansion of the Panama Canal, which we're talking about already, in 2014 will really intensify this competition. I think this is a very telling chart here, because up through about 2006, 2007, the East Coast and the West Coast ports really did about 80 or over 80%, probably the nation's had the market share of the goods. And where we go from here really depends a lot on us and transportation. That's what we're talking about up here. So I think, you know, in a lot of ways, if you look at those arrows, hopefully we can, in a lot of ways, control our own destiny. With trade volumes now rebounding, we need to be ready. So what are we doing at the Port of Long Beach to safeguard these regional and national assets? Over the next 10 years, the Port of Long Beach will spend over $4 billion on infrastructure and modernization projects. These projects will make the port more environmentally sustainable and competitive in the global market. To be competitive, we need to remain financially strong. We need to stay committed to investing in highly efficient green improvements. Green improvements are what really allow us to move forward with our infrastructure project in today's environment. And I think even this morning we heard a lot about that, is we've really got to do everything green and everybody work together before we're going to get anything done. And I'll talk about a couple of our projects in just a minute. The Gerald Desmond Bridge. This is an interesting one. In fact, I've been asked a couple of questions already today about the Gerald Desmond Bridge. After years of preparation, we're moving forward with the replacement of the Gerald Desmond Bridge. Gerald Desmond Bridge is a vital route for U.S. cargo. About 15% of the nation's imports move across this bridge. It's really interesting. Some people have coined the phrase that this is a bridge to everywhere. Goods coming across this bridge really go to every congressional district in this nation. So it really is a bridge to everywhere. But after about 40 years of wear and tear, it's really, and having to put what we call, there's netting underneath that's jokingly called diapers underneath there to catch falling cement. Structurally, it's still okay, but it's really long outlived its useful life. We'll build a new bridge with additional traffic and emergency lanes, something the structure today lacks. The new bridge will also be higher to allow the latest generation of cleaner cargo ships to pass underneath. We are hopeful that will begin next year on this billion-dollar project. The Gerald Desmond Bridge connects to the I-710 freeway, the main thoroughfare for trucks coming in and out of the ports. The Port of Long Beach is a funding partner with Metro's environmental impact study for major 710 improvements. Mill Harbor redevelopment. This is really one of our big projects that's going on right now. But bridges and roads are important, but we cannot forget rail. On-dock rail is another important component of the port's infrastructure improvements that we're doing. Our Mill Harbor project will combine two old, really polluting terminals into one modern, large, efficient terminal that makes extensive use of on-dock rail. By using more trains, we can minimize the number of truck trips and improve air quality while moving cargo much more efficiently. I think that's really the key to what we're talking about here is really moving cargo efficiently, faster, getting it through the ports. I think it was already mentioned. We're seeking bids right now for the $1 billion project, Mill Harbor project, that will start sometime in 2011. Another project I just want to mention real quickly, actually a couple others, but is another pier we call Pier B, and it's another rail project really aimed at helping our tenants combine trains to move containers in and out of the port much easier. We're going to be releasing the EIR very shortly, hopefully either later this year or early next year. There's also another pier that we're going to be working on in the near future, Pier S. It's going to be a brand new terminal, and it will be probably one of the most efficient modern terminals that at least in Southern California or United States that will be built. We're putting it already on the drawing boards to make it green and highly efficient. But all these projects really bring tens of thousands of new jobs into the region. But more importantly, they set us on a sustainable path to protect our economic interests while safeguarding the environment. For those of you who don't know me, I have lived on the west side of Long Beach just about my entire life. Few have felt the impact from living near a port as my neighbors and I have. And I originally got involved with the port actually as a neighborhood activist and really working environmental issues and traffic, pollution, everything else, issues with the port. Now that I'm Harbor Commissioner at the port, what I'm really proud of is that we've really set policies in place and really are committed to the Green Port policy and all the other policies that have come out of there, and being a global leader in environmental stewardship. It's not just the right thing to do, it's the right business thing to do. I'd also like to mention our partners at the Port of Los Angeles. We have been partners throughout this entire last at least 5 or 6 years doing all the environmental projects, and we know we have to work together, and we have worked together. They have been literally lockstep with us all the way along, and we know we can't really move forward without them and without our industry partners really helping us. So we've all been partners, and we know that that's the way we're going to move forward and really, work the whole transportation issue down the line. The recession took a big toll on international trade, just as it did on all the economy. But our trade volumes are rising again, and will likely continue to grow in the long run. Our competitive advantage lies in our ability to quickly and efficiently move cargo while minimizing negative impacts on surrounding communities and the environment.